Hello, my name is Cressida Cowell and I am the author and the illustrator of the How to Train Your Dragon books and the Wizards of Once series, and I'm the Autism's Children's Laureate. I'm so delighted to be launching Empathy Day. There are many days, but there are a few more important than this one. A day all about how we can understand each other better, and that's never been more important than it is today. What is empathy? Empathy has been described as a human superpower. I love superpowers. Superpower is our ability to imagine and share somebody else's feelings, and it's made up of three main elements: feeling, thinking, and acting. More empathy leads to happier children, stronger communities, and a better world. It's a skill that we can learn and develop, and books can help us do that. In fact, books are particularly good at helping us do that. If you think about film and screen, they happen out there, whereas in a book, it's happening inside your head. You feel like you are that character. So it's been shown to be particularly good reading at developing empathy. When we empathise with characters, we get better at understanding other people's feelings. It turns out that reading is a great empathy workout and a way of you developing that superpower. So today, Empathy Day is a great opportunity for us all to build and practice those important empathy skills using stories. The day has three sections, and this is what we want to do. 1, read. 2, connect. 3, act. You can find the full programme on the Empathy Lab website, and it's seriously exciting. It's amazing to have so many of my fellow author and illustrator friends leading empathy-themed drawings and writing sessions, empathy charades, listening exercises, and inspiring us all to put empathy into action. To join in, you just need to follow along on social media as an Empathy Lab post brilliant videos. And don't forget to share what you've been up to with everyone using the hashtag Empathy Day. The Read for Empathy theme has been making me think about which books I've found to be empathy boosting, and here are some that I love. This is a wonderful one, Wonder. I love this book. This is just amazing for making you feel what it might be like to be this boy who a lot of people judge on the way he looks, and what it might feel like to be that boy. And it's also very clever about telling the story from different points of view. So the kid in the story gets bullied, and at one point you suddenly have a chapter written from the kid who's bullying's point of view, and from the point of view of the child's siblings. It's really, really good, I think, for developing empathy, and it's a great read anyway. Another one, which unfortunately has got lost in my shed somewhere, because as you can see, I've got lots of books from my shed, is The Boy at the Back of a Class. Wonderful for making you feel what it might be to be a kid arriving in a strange new school from far away, and wonderful for getting children to think about what it might be like to be that kid. The Boy at the Back of the Class by Anjali Ruff. Oh yes, and Wonder is by R.J. Palacio. These two are ones which I read when I was a kid, and I remember, and in fact the first one actually, The Endless Step by Esther Hautzig, was read aloud to me by my English teacher when I was about 9. And I always say, books read to you in your parent or your teacher's voice live with you all your life. They do. This was really, for me, it really, all books are wonderful at making you feel like what it might be to be somebody else. But this really resonated for me. This was a little girl who about the same age as me at the time. She was 9, and she was sent away to Siberia with her family when they were arrested by Soviet troops, and it takes place in the Second World War. I think a lot of people have heard of The Diary of Anne Frank, but this is a lesser known one, but also wonderful. And this again, I Am David by Anne Holm. It's about a little boy who's growing up in a concentration camp, and it was so powerful to me in making me think what it might be like to be somebody else. And I think that's a key skill that we all need to learn. So those are my recommendations for ones that I think are particularly good for developing empathy, but I'd love to hear yours. We want a massive explosion of your recommendations from children, parents, teachers, librarians, authors, everyone. So please get posting them, making sure to use the hashtag @empathylab.uk or hashtag empathy day. All this has made me think about how important empathy is in my own writing. So I very consciously think about developing empathy in my books, or how you might develop empathy in a reader. So a lot of things that happen in my books are about that. I mean, my heroes often, Hiccup or Wish in Wizards of Once series, have that as their superpower, their ability to see inside somebody else's head, to feel what it's like to be somebody else. So I create heroes who are a different kind of a hero, really. Both Hiccup and Wish are different kinds of heroes for children, because they don't solve problems through punching them. They solve problems by thinking and understanding what it might be like to be somebody else. Or for instance, a bit like in Wonder, Hiccup is bullied by a character called Snotlout, and I leave it 11 books before you suddenly feel what it might be like to be Snotlout. And I do that again intentionally, because Snotlout has been built as a villain, but you suddenly get that moment, oh my goodness, what would it be like to be in Snotlout's shoes in book 11? And Wizards of Once is all about two children brought up in different tribes, trying to see each other from each other's point of view, trying to see things from each other's point of view. So that's a big theme in my own books. All day we're going to be talking about empathy, why it's important, and how we can use these skills to good use in the world. So to kick off the discussion, we asked school children to send in questions for me, and this one from Jemima in Gosford Hill School is great. Do your own emotional experiences relate in any way to your characters? Yes, I have to say they do. Jemima, that's a fantastic question. Yes, I think that if you use things that you feel and then put them into a book, it really feels true to a reader. So a lot of the things, for instance, I loved my father very, very much, but I wasn't a bit like him. I really admired him, and I used that experience of not being like a parent, but still loving them very much. And I put that experience into Hiccup, who loves his father but isn't like him. So something like that, or both Hiccup and Wish struggle in school. They're always in trouble. Wish is very much in trouble all the time from being messy and handwriting and losing things, and that's definitely something that happened to me. So I'm always taking my own experiences and putting them into the books. I have another from Leah at Barford Primary, who asks, can children teach each other empathy? Yes, I really think we can all teach each other empathy. And part of that actually is telling the truth about how you feel, and being brave enough to do that. Sometimes we keep things to ourselves, so it's not that people don't care about us. It's just that we haven't said that we've minded about something. I think it's important to be gently truthful about how you're feeling to other children, and therefore they can understand. Sometimes people aren't being mean, they're just being thoughtless, and so they're not thinking about how it might feel like from your point of view. Those were fantastic questions. I'd love to see you, lots of you, carrying on this conversation today, whether that's at home with classmates or teachers or online, tagging Empathy Lab UK, hashtag empathy. I'm going to have to write this again. There's two hashtags, Empathy Lab UK on social media, either of those hashtags. Have a brilliant day and get ready for Rob Biddulph next, who's hosting a special empathy-themed hashtag Draw with Rob at 10 a.m. I'll be back at 7:15 this evening for a special live event, which you can watch on Facebook. See you then. Have a lovely empathy day.